Hi, welcome to 151 Garage. I'm Sean.
I'm Jill.
And today we actually have the speakers out for some plugs, which you probably have seen in the last video. But while we have the speakers out, we're going to test out a theory. So I used to do competition stereos installs with a friend of mine for the company that he worked for. I had a competition stereo in my vehicle. It was very intense, let's just put it that way. It had more speakers than probably most people would sanely put in their vehicle. But there's some techniques that I'm trying to use with the vehicle now to make the unrealistically small 4-inch speaker sound a little bit better than a 4-inch speaker in a tin can or a plastic can. Now, if you guys haven't pulled out your speakers for the rear yet, all it is a plastic container with a 4-inch speaker stuck in it. That's it.
Yeah.
There is no sound deadening. It's pretty hollow. So a lot of people have talked about the fact that it has a hollow sound to it, and it sounds not necessarily echoey, but it doesn't sound as good as it should. Well, this right here is some of the things that we plan on doing. First off, I bought 2 different window seals. So if you go to a regular audio company, you can buy seals like this, but they're extremely expensive. And all it is just a peel and stick foam backing that looks like the window seal or a door seal you put around the inside of your door or the bottom of your window.
Now, the reason why he's saying that is because if you have the audio store put it in for you, then they're going to automatically buy that stuff from them anyway. If you're going to be a DIYer, like we are, we just went to the box store and bought this for a lot cheaper.
Save yourself some money. Just get this. You'll have plenty, even if you screw it up, you'll have plenty to redo your door if you ever need a door seal. So I've used this and I've used the other stuff. There really isn't that much of a difference per the sound to actually make it worth spending 3 to 4 times as much as what you'd spend on this to spend on the audio competition stereo stuff. I mean, it's pretty much the same stuff. Now, on the other hand, I am using Dynamat. What this is sound deadening for the interior car. I have used this on multiple cars. I absolutely love the stuff. They do have cheaper stuff. This right here I have not used. So this is called Dynamat Super Light.
It's not super light.
It's not super light, I'll tell you that.
It is actually heavy when it's folded in upon itself. I'm sure it's probably super light once you peel off just 3 layers.
So if you're wondering how big it is, let's put it this way.
It comes with nifty instructions.
So you have that. Just leave it down. You have, that's the size. So it is pretty decent size. I won't need all of this for the speakers. I probably will use maybe a half of one, but there's enough for all the other Broncos that we have, and it's like folding a map.
No. No.
And it's like folding a map. There you go. Like I said, I've never used this stuff in particular. I have used Dynamat. I absolutely love the stuff. I used to have it all over my competition. It used to be a race car that I turned into a show car. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Installation instructions. It's not hard. It is just
peel and stick.
Peel and stick. That's it.
Just like that stuff. Peel and stick.
So we'll go out, we'll show you what we're doing, and we'll show you kind of hopefully the sound will pick up a little bit better than what normal audio tracks do, because they're really, it levels out all the sound, so it doesn't pick up a lot, but we will tell you in our opinion whether it sounds better or whether it's just overkill. They do have this, which I bought these for the 6.5 inch. What these are boom mats. Basically, your speaker fits inside of it.
I know this isn't the 6-inch speaker, but
so
to give you an idea, it's just like in there.
Yeah, so it gives it a cavity for it to actually fill in. Now, like I was telling her, each speaker requires
a certain amount of air.
A certain amount of airspace behind it. Just like if you throw a big subwoofer in a huge container, it's not going to sound as good as the same subwoofer in the specific airspace required by that subwoofer. Everything's different. Every speaker is different, and every manufacturer is different. Obviously, the Bronco isn't put together for perfect sound because
it's an operating vehicle.
Yeah, it's
a lot of people are not going to like be driving and listening to music when you're off-roading. You're going to be paying attention whether or not you're going to, you know, turn your vehicle sideways.
driver, passenger, straight head, back up. That's pretty much what they're going to listen to. So
yeah, I'm worrying about this for this.
Yeah, we don't want that. So we'll go out. We'll show you what we're going to do with it. We'll get some crappy scissors because again, this is sticky. It will just gum up the scissors and stuff. But we'll
we have rubbing alcohol.
Show you exactly what we need to do. Okay. Okay, so here we are in the back of the car. We are going to do the speakers up here first. Diesel joined us because this is his Bronco and he always loves to come out here and sit with us. Yeah, hang out with us. So what we're talking about right now is this right here. All this is a plastic, basically a plastic box. So as you can hear, there's a lot of rattling, there's a lot of echo, and when you put the speaker in there, it doesn't really do anything. What we're gonna do is add this to the back of it as much as we can. It doesn't need to be completely filled, but we will do as much as we can inside this, as well as the seal around the outer edge of the speaker, and we'll show you the difference or hear the difference between this one that's done and that one I haven't done yet. So we'll switch positions with Jill. We are going to clean it with alcohol. That'll let it stick a little bit easier in case there's any grease or residue on this, or sorry, on this. This will have a chance to stick.
Preparation is key. So just cut a big square?
Yeah, just cut. I can get a measuring tape, but what you'll do is cut it bigger than you think and then see if you can fit it in there. Because it's not going to be perfect. I wish I could take the whole thing apart, but there's no way to take that apart. It's completely sealed, melted basically
yeah, it's
together.
A molded piece.
So it's a molded piece. In the center,
you're not taking it apart.
Yeah, you're not going to pull it apart. It is sealed on the inside.
So this is why you use crappy pairs of scissors, because you see, just pulling that off, it's like gumming.
Yeah. Hold it up like that. So what you do is you'll kind of trim off this piece right here. That way this sticks across the whole back.
Okay. So I need to cut that too, because that's diagonal.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's a 4-inch speaker. If they wanted perfection, they'd put something other than a 4-inch speaker in there. Ours was just a cone speaker, no coaxial, so it was just a single cone, no tweeter. Then put it back up there again and verify it fits, and just trim as you go till you get the perfect spot. Fold it up and drop it in there. We are going to go a little above and beyond.
Make sure it's all stuck in there, because, you know, I'm just anal like that. I just want to make sure that it's good.
And we will do like a little piece in here. I think it's just a little square right there, because there is kind of ridges right here. So you'll have to feel inside.
Yeah, I can use this little piece because this will actually fit in there.
Yeah.
The little nitnoids.
Yeah, fill up as much as you can. It's not necessary, but since we have an enormous amount of sound deadening, we might as well do it. We are also going to do it in the front too, just to verify that it works. So if people are wondering, this is why people use like a 3/4 MDF, because it is solid. It will leave a solid sound when you install a speaker. And instead of using like thinner plastic or thinner type of wood, they use that stuff because it is pretty dense compared to like plywood. Overkill is underrated. 3.5 sheets later. If I have to buy another pack of Dynamat for the other speaker, you went too far.
But you just said overkill was underrated.
It depends on the overkill. Using a nuclear bomb to kill a mosquito is, well, that's justified. But to kill a gnat is not. I don't think she needs any more of that. She had enough.
Yeah, I'm just making sure it's squished in there really good.
Okay.
Okay, the cavity is filled.
You want to show them what you've done?
All right, guys. You're gonna see a lot of blue. Yes, I know I missed a spot.
No, that's fine. It doesn't need to be.
But I missed a couple spots. But it's a lot more than.
So we're gonna go ahead and hook up the speaker, and we'll be right back.
Okay, don't tell Sean, but I added more. I covered up some of the holes a little bit better. Yeah, there's still a couple of them in there, but you know what? Not as good as it's gonna get. Maybe we should use this one in the front door because there's more room. And then use
this one.
The good one, the blue package, for the speakers in the back because there's not that much room already back here.
Okay, hold that real quick. Actually, hang on. So I'll hold the speaker up to where it's going. So right now we just want to have it go enough to where we can trim it off.
Here.
I got that, that's fine. Now what she'll do is she will connect this all the way around.
Yeah, let me clean
like
it first.
Is this overkill? Probably, but we're trying to find out what makes it sound the best. As a prior stereo installer, I would never choose to put a 4-inch speaker in the back of a car. That is more of a front mid-range tweeter type setup. I don't know why they have it up here, but I want to keep this one fairly stock, where the Black Diamond is going to be full upgrade, custom stereo, playing around, everything like that. So
I go back and forth just to make sure that it's tightened evenly. Okay, so that one's done.
So what we'll do is we will go ahead and put the
Cover back on?
cover back on, since we're not going to take it all apart anyways, even if it doesn't work. It's in the front seat.
Okay, so we have our balance and fade screen up. Right now it's in the middle with our sound down. We're going to turn it up.
Go back one. Oh.
So I don't know how to go back one.
I got
have
this.
your phone. So just sitting up in the front as we were doing our test runs, there's a noticeable difference.
So I'll scoot it up. So run it all the way to the driver's side. This gives a very tinny sound. Turn it down.
Yeah, it's tinny. It's
It gives it like an echoey, like it's in a plastic drum. The other side, if you go to the other side,
a lot better.
a lot.
It's
It
a
doesn't
lot
sound
better.
hollow like this side does.
So I'm gonna move it in the middle. I can tell just by sitting up in the front, just by sitting in the front, that one over here that we did sounds a lot better than the one that's over here. That sounds really bad. It sounds like it's in a tin can. So what we did actually made a difference for the 4-inch speaker.
So we're going to verify that this does the same thing to the front speaker as well. So we are going to do the front speaker here in just a second. We'll do it through time lapse. We won't sit there and talk about it. The speaker is already removed because we ended up rewiring it, and that was on the last video. But while we have it out, we're going to go ahead and sound deaden and seal that speaker to verify that that's going to be good. We also will show you the areas that we're going to do, as well as kind of the gaps that we're going to fill with both this and the sound, the little installation roll. So okay, go ahead and cut. As far as the front we have a totally different thing. It is literally hollow. So let me show, if I don't know if this picking up, but yeah, it's hollow right there all the way through to the glove compartment. So what we're gonna have to do is fill in a spot right here to actually make it so it's not a huge airspace, including the glove box and everything. We are gonna try to do the best we can. We'll show you what we did afterwards. So we'll go through time lapse or speed it through, and we'll go ahead and kind of do this as a team, because I don't even know how to fix that. You might have to do like two layers of it to kind of double it up, give it a little bit more reinforcement. 1 second. What happened to the rest of it? Hang on.
What's the rest of it?
Oh, you already cut off one hole. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you went that far.
Yep.
Let's go.
Dude, I go all out.
Oh shit. No, Jill. If I see blue on my convertible top, it's too much. So what we're trying to do is make a pocket of where everything goes. Also to make a shelf that it sits on. That way it doesn't echo straight into the glove box. I assume the one on the driver's side goes down into the bottom of the dash. I could probably put my fist through the bottom of that too, so we're gonna fix that as well. Of course, Dynamat's come a long way since I was doing it. It's come a very long way. I'm pretty impressed with their stuff. I've always used their stuff, so I'm not sponsored by them by any means. I wish I was. They're one of the best sound deadenings that I've dealt with. Again, there are a ton of other ones that came out, some really cheap ones. I've always used Dynamat, so I will use them again. Just a couple pieces is good, just to kind of fill the gap a little bit. Then we'll put the seal around it and then put it in there. We do have to do the wiring for it, the connection. So I'll get all that stuff because we'll do that on a different video. Yeah, this. Every time I hear him whining, I go in there to see him, he's sitting on the couch. Just whining on the couch. Definitely a male. Just whining on the couch is all they do. Shush.
Okay, we're doing the same things we did the last one. Just putting the weather strip foam, whatever.
Yeah, kind of
around the
another little sound barrier sealant thing for it. Not pretty, but it's gonna be covered up everything. And then hook up this. Somehow with one hand so the foam doesn't come out since Jill's on the other side.
Holding the camera.
Holding the camera. Doing a good job.
Thank you.
Took my job. Sounds a lot better.
How's my shelf?
Not so bad. With the sound for the speakers are actually a lot better with the sound deadening in it. As we kind of dig apart the front, we found out that in front of the driver's side or passenger side, there's a giant hollow opening
cavity
all the way down inside the glove compartment. That's not good for stereo by any means. I don't know. I mean, I understand they have to make it simple and easy for them to put together and for a little bit of money. So stereo is probably not the best thing. I'm sure the other B&O stereo is a lot better. Hopefully, we'll be taking that apart in our Badlands to verify that that's not the same way. We will, you know, dig into this car more to see what else we can do to improve different things. Sound is one of them. We do plan on replacing the speaker for the 6.5. It's actually 6 3/4, but we have a trick to be able to put a 6.5 in there without too much of an issue. Because if you look at 6 1/4 or 6 3/4, they're few and far between and they're expensive. And most of them refer to a 6.5 speaker to fill that gap. So we'll see what we can do to make that a lot better. So with the Dynamat and the little seal, it does help. I was kind of like on the fence whether it would or not. It sounds a lot better. It doesn't have that tinny sound to it.
Rattly noise, yeah.
If it doesn't pick up on video or audio, or whatever we do for the video itself, I apologize. I and Jill both think that it is 100% better than the speakers, even the stock speakers or the Pioneer speakers we have in there. It sounds a lot better with the additional soundproofing stuff. So it does help quite a bit. It takes away some of the echoey sound. Sounds like it's in a plastic can. So, you know, hope you guys like this. Hope you guys subscribe, hit the notification bell, and see what other things we dig into with the Broncos. The Badlands should be here sometime next week. They keep saying that, but it's in Florida somewhere.
Yeah, it's in Florida. We know that much.
We know that much. We know the last place it was Jacksonville. It's probably in Miami this week, and then it'll be up here sometime, or last week, it'll be up here sometime this week, hopefully.
So yeah, it's going to go north, south,
and then back up north again. So the other one, last I heard, is still in
Michigan,
waiting for shipment down here. So
waiting for a train.
Yep. So please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hope to see you next video. Bye.